Welcome back, everyone, to episode 169, dude, the
Ooh,
Todos Toman podcast. I'm your co-host, Tank. Tanquecito, dude. Aquí estoy con Romerito y Johnny Boycito, dude.
hell yeah, dude. Who we
Okay.
missing today, dude?
Oh, dude, no, ahora sí que es una Russian roulette, dude. Ahora we're missing Miguel, dude.
Dude,
Y
dude,
next
dude,
week
but
we might be missing Romero, dude. Who knows, dude? At this point, who
we
knows?
try not to miss without him, though. We try not to record without him. I think out of all of us,
when
we
when
miss more than Romero
Sí.
ever has missed.
because whenever I'm like, hey guys, I don't think I can make it this week. Right away, todos ahora sí responden en chinga. Oh, well, let's take the week off. Like, we'll just regroup next week.
That's a lie, dude. That's a lie. We say,
Oh,
what about
mientan.
tomorrow, dude? What about tomorrow?
You
What about
always,
Wednesday?
you always
Oh,
respond with time, dude,
yeah,
and
dude. We give you options.
very professionally, dude.
Professional.
Bien, pues.
Pero
Pero
bueno,
before we get started, dude, ¿qué están tomando, dude? Empezando
well,
con Johnny Boycito, dude.
well, as you guys know,
Ooh,
I already took a sip, pero this is the first time I tried this, dude. I've never tried this Happy Dad hard seltzer.
Mm.
The Big Papa.
okay. Yeah, I've seen the ads for sure.
Yeah, I seen the ads on TikTok. Yes,
Mhm.
I've seen
Wait,
it.
it's a seltzer?
Yeah, it's a seltzer.
So are you still not?
No. Oh, well, I know you don't care about me and you haven't asked since you weren't here last week, but I was drinking beer last week.
Yeah.
I did leave.
Well,
I did leave all that aside, and I
oh,
did, and I did break it to Miguel and Romero that next year I'm gonna leave alcohol altogether, dude.
híjole.
It's doable, dude.
I mean, it is, pero está.
Está cañón.
Sí, güey.
Uno que es borracho, ¿no?
Uno que le gusta, ¿no?
Sí. Pero ya, Happy Dad.
Muchos, yo diría, nosotros que somos honestos con nosotros mismos, at least speaking for myself, yo sé que está cañón.
It is hard. It was hard to just leave beer by itself, and even though I was able to drink nonetheless, like truly, it was hard at the beginning. It was hard. Eventually, I was like,
Literally,
okay, like
truly?
literally. Pero yeah, like we would have gatherings. There's a bunch of parties during April, and there's a bunch of gatherings. A little bit like the end of March, and there was beer, always beer. And I was like, no, I can't, And it's like, why? And it's like, there I go, you have to explain and blah blah blah. Pero yeah, I was able to do that. So I'm thinking for this upcoming next year for sure. All of it, dude.
Va.
40
All of it.
days. Va.
¿Y
40
tú,
days.
Romero, qué estás tomando, Romero? Romerito,
I
dude,
got-
no, Romerito.
Ooh,
So, seltzer water del Aldi. Shout out to Aldi. Ya
shout
saben.
out, dude.
It's seltzer water con Milagro tequila.
Mm.
That's a good one, dude.
So,
So,
then, para
go
no
ahead.
hacerme tantos drinks, dude, me hice uno chiquito
Ooh,
aquí
Damn.
con
sí,
el
sí. Sí,
the
chiquito.
Undertaker urn. So, it's 2 cans of the seltzer water and 2 shots and a half de
That's fair.
Milagro. So I think
good.
it's fair.
That's decent, dude. If it's too good, dude, you're gonna sip that up. So careful.
Tajín y limón.
Sí, eh?
You're gonna sip that up. Just quick reminder, dude. Not reminder. A quick. I don't even know what I call it. I just
Update?
want to share something. No.
Breaking news.
See, no. So when I went to Vegas, I told you that we went to go see Don Palomo, and I think I mentioned to you that he switched up the tequila because originally it was Avion where we started going, and he was doing the Avion tequila. He switched it up to Milagro, dude. This
Mm.
last time. He
Yes,
finished.
Milagro,
He
if you're
finished
listening.
two bottles on like 5 people.
Oh, damn.
We fucked it up, dude. 2 bottles.
Mhm.
Buenas palomas. Good
So
time.
that's why his name is Don Palomo, dude.
Sí, eh?
DD.
That's a specialty.
Don Dove. But Tank, what you got
Dove.
over there, dude? It's a DD, dude.
Pues aquí nada más una simple modelo negro, dude.
What would you call that in English, dude?
A Modelo.
Just make sure.
Darks.
A dark.
Imo Modelo.
Y sí, eh?
Imo modelo. Vamos, just pues un cheers, ¿no? Porque I've been wanting cheers for a while, pero ustedes no les importa. Happy Dad, dude. Big Papa.
Como el Romero se parece como los
Damn.
niños chiquitos, ¿no? With the sippy cup, dude. 2 hands.
So this is good.
Oh,
I mean, this
ooh.
I've been definitely like I've been having them because I haven't had so much beer lately. So it's been así seltzer water con tequila o mezcal. Pero Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess this is the first time I like put 2 cans together, the shots, and I did a whole lime, squeezed a whole lime in it con tajin.
Mhm.
It's the spot, dude. I mean, it's Monday, pero ya el cuerpo lo necesitaba, dude.
Even though you just drank like yesterday, no?
Sí.
Oh man.
You know what? Actually, yesterday was I want to say it was our first hot day.
Yeah.
Like, I did a lot of yard work. Y
Oh
sí se me
shit.
antojaba la cerveza, pero como no tengo, I actually don't think I drank it all yesterday, dude.
Really?
So, yeah, I did drink on Saturday. Ya sabes, un desayuno cualquiera, unos
Sí, sí, sí.
modelitos.
Como debe.
Um, pero yeah, maybe that's why I'm making up for it today con este vasito.
There you go, dude.
Memoria del Undertaker.
You were talking about mezcal, dude. We went yesterday. We went out to church for mass over there in LA. It's a really big
Mhm.
church, really pretty stuff. And we went out to eat to this spot called, I'm gonna say it wrong. I fucking know it. Gualaguetza. Gualaguetza. It's like de Oaxaca, like Oaxacan food.
Mm.
And they had a drink. Es una paloma. ¿Cómo dijo? It was a paloma and it was mixed with mezcal and tequila. And it was really fucking good. It had like mango flavor, but it had like a double kick. Like you would taste that tequila, and then you would like in the aftermath, you would have like the mezcal. It was fire, dude. It was fire. I only took a couple sips. That's a really good spot. It's I don't know if you guys ever heard of that type of food, the Oaxaca. But no, you guys
No,
okay?
not really.
It's
No,
really
no.
good, dude.
Oh,
Not really. Damn, that's fucked though, dude. No, but está bien
No,
rica,
I've
dude.
never heard of it.
Está bien rica la comida. I wanna put it up just so we can see it in the meantime. Pero let me
Cuando
research it.
pienso en comida oaxaqueña, dude, I just think of the tamales oaxaqueños, dude. And I honestly
Oh
don't
shit,
know if
for
they're
real.
originally from there, dude, pero I want to assume so, right?
I want a soup so. Dude.
I mean, the name says it, but also, otherwise, put a false advertisement, no?
Vamos, just let me share my
Pues que las
screen.
French fries no son de France, dude. So
Yeah, that's fucking true, dude. Bye, les va, échale. So this is the spot we went to, and they have like a big platter, dude, just like of meat. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so este de aquí es cecina de puerco. I've never tried that, but they have like a big platter like that, and then they have like a pizza style. So es como una tortilla bien grande y pues tiene un chingo de queso Oaxaca, cecina. Esto es como no es carne asada. I don't know what they called it. Y chorizo, and yeah, it was.
I was gonna ask that chorizo looks a little different.
It is different. It is
Sí, es
different. Y eso es
oaxaqueño,
como
dude.
this is a little appetizer right here. Eran pues your little tostadas con mole.
I was gonna say el mole, ¿no? Es the one también que es.
Mole, oaxaqueño.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was really good. And so I'll definitely go back to try something different. It was obviously again, it was over there in LA. Así es como se ve. ¿Esto cómo se llama? ¿Cómo?
¿Tlacoyos?
No, no tlacoyos, dude.
Oh boy, that looks like some.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture looks like some dog poop on the fucking plate, dude. Like,
This is cool, dude, because it was
Looks
little
a little
ones.
different. That's all.
It was little ones aquí.
So
that
this
shit was
place
fun.
is in
LA.
LA.
LA. Memelas, that's what it was called. Estas son las memelas.
Okay.
Right here, there's memelas with different stuff. That was pretty good. Pero ya quiero saber cómo se llama el pizza. I want to be looking at chile relleno.
Te vas a decir, "Pipsas."
Ahí está, tlayudas. Así se llaman.
Oh,
Tlayudas.
tlayudas.
And that's what it is, dude. Pero yeah, fucking recommend it. Really, really, really much so. Mira esa madre.
¿Cómo se llama?
Gualaguetza.
Va. Es que no alcanzo a leer bien, pero
Yeah.
va, pues not bad, dude. I mean, ya me dio hambre, no tenía hambre, pero pues fuck. Ya ahora quiero un molito de un
Culpa mía, ¿no?
pedazo de asesina.
Pero mira, en vez de que nos te lleve allá guisados, dude.
Are you looking them up?
Yeah, mira. Check me out, dude.
Guisados is also out there in LA, yeah?
Guisados is also
Long
in LA,
Beach?
dude. It was in where I took you. It was in Pasadena. Pero mira, tiene,
Okay.
they have a bunch. They have
Boyle
nothing
Heights.
close.
Boyle Heights está ahí por donde era Lucha Underground.
Yeah, this is the original one, Boyle Heights. The one I went to, I've been to Burbank one, the Pasadena Contigo y Migue, and I think downtown LA one. Now this is fire. This is really, really fire. Like the little platter they give you, the handmade tortillas, the
Yeah, that's
chorizo.
the handmade tortillas
Yeah,
makes a huge difference.
fuck yeah, dude. Pero bueno, let's keep it moving, ¿no, muchachos? Sorry, discúlpenme que les di
Oh,
un poquito
sí,
de
pues sí,
hambre.
hambre ya me dio.
Sí, por eso. As I said, I'm sorry. But let's get started, dude. I know Miguel's he's out. He's I think watching like a movie type thing, like a surprise movie. He's not gonna listen to the episode like I said last week with Tank, so we could talk all the shit we want. If he finds out, it's because someone told him, and we all know who it would be, right?
What the
So,
fuck?
what happened?
I
Okay.
don't know who would be, pero right. So because so I did say I talked about yesterday being Sunday, today being Monday. This is the last episode of the month for us. It usually would be a barra libre, pero due to scheduling conflicts, we're not doing a live this month. So it's all good.
It's all good.
The point was to get the band back together, but eventually it will happen probably in May sometime, hopefully.
Okay.
Y cuidado porque ahí viene también Mother's Day, ¿no? Y luego
El cumpleaños del Romero,
el cumpleaños de Romero, dude.
cumpleaños de Carla.
What would you say by June for sure, dude?
My anniversary. Yeah, dude.
By 4th of July, no, ahí hacemos un special episode ahí. When we'll all get back together.
Dale, Romero. Kick it off, no?
Yeah, no. Pues actually, I'm gonna hand it over to Tank porque the first thing on the agenda, the first item was put on here by Tank. So I'll let you introduce it, Tank. What you got?
Yeah. So it's been trending. The question que han preguntado that who would win in a fight between 100 men versus one gorilla, and I guess it's because everybody was underestimating the strength of a gorilla, so they were like, oh, like 100 men easily. But what are your guys' thoughts? Like, and I know you put we'll start with if it's like todos se le echan a la vez, like.
Damn. It went from a fight to a gangbang, dude. All of a sudden, dude. You gotta be more specific, dude.
Todos, o sea, everybody at once fights the gorilla. Fights the gorilla, dude.
Fights.
Who do you guys think would win in that fight?
It's weird to think of a question like that. I don't know where, I haven't seen the trend or anything, pero I don't know, dude. I mean, first of all, I'll be scared of a fucking gorilla. But if I'm with 100 guys, that's like, okay, we gotta fuck this up. And like, what? First of all, why am I doing this? Like, is it life or death situation? I got questions behind all this stuff. Is it life or death? Like, well, what's gonna happen if I don't? Like, what about if I bitch out? It's like, nah, guys, like, take care of it. So, out of 199, no sé qué vaya a pasar.
Let's paint a better picture. The gorilla escapes the cage at the zoo.
You see,
there's families involved. Like your family's there. Like everybody's gonna, if 100 men get together and try to stop this gorilla, who wins that fight?
No, they say we need 100 strong men, and right away they point at you like,
no. I'll be like, oh, mira, nada que ver, ¿no?
Es que no almorcé hoy, ¿no?
Sí. I think 100 men, dude. Why?
Vengo de guisados y pues no me puedo mover mucho,
No. I think 100 men. A couple guys could. I feel like the gorilla's not as fast, like agility wise. I know he's a fast and strong motherfucker, but I don't know how agile he is. So I would think, like I would make a plan. Somebody distracts him, like ooh type shit. and then yeah, I don't know. Someone comes from behind, grabs an arm. He's like, I don't know, dude. I'm just thinking a perfect scenario.
I think it's gonna have to be at least like 10 motherfuckers holding his arm
on that shit, huh? How strong is a gorilla? Like, is there like something that we could say how strong he is? Like,
let me look it up real quick, dude.
Thanks, dude. What do you think? In the meantime?
Yeah, dude, I think a gorilla is 100 men is no match for a gorilla. Damn. I do think they're fast as hell. I think they're strong as hell. I mean, I'm even willing to say like a gorilla is like a mad gorilla will be more dangerous than like a tiger or a lion
Really?
because of the body posture, because of the way they're able to kind of move. They
Hmm.
can stand, they can bend, they can do different things. And a lion or a tiger is just gonna fucking go try to like hit you with their paw or whatever. They're strong too. They don't have that leverage that a gorilla does. So going
You
up
make a lot of
against
sense, Tim.
other
That
humans,
grip, like with the tongue
yeah,
and todo. Dude, so
they got a thumb.
it says, dude, a gorilla's upper body alone can support over 1,800 pounds in pulling force. In comparison, well-trained humans can reach a maximum pulling force of about 300 to 400 pounds.
Shit.
Well trained humans.
Yeah. You put me there. I'm not pulling no 400, dude. Give me 80 pounds and I'm pulling that shit and I'm struggling. But damn, dude. So
So
1,800. But 10. Well, okay. If we do the math, 10 guys, depending their weight. Let's say an average weight of 180, 200.
oh no, the fucking gorilla is taking
Yeah,
all of the
taking
motherfuckers.
them up.
I think you would have to need some like football linemen, like 300 pound,
Some trained men.
fucking yeah, like 6'4", 6'7", fucking I don't know, dude. Like some athletes, dude.
Okay.
Or like some straight up outdoors, you know, outdoorsy strong buffy man, dude. Like the ones on my calendar. I mean like the ones that
Damn, dude.
Damn.
Damn, dude.
no, I'm thinking of the ones that do
Who
the
just came
slap
out, dude?
contest, like that I've seen. Um, what is that? The slap contest?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
Pero
yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but
like, there's a name to
there's a
the
name to that.
company or the
Mhm.
league.
Why don't you
Pero
call?
like
Why don't you be called Slap? The
You
Slap
see,
Company.
the slap company. Dude,
no, but those guys look buff and shit. So I
all I
don't
know
know.
is si hay 20 albañiles, dude, the gorilla's done for, dude. Because
Oh, that
esos güeyes también,
They're built like a gorilla, no?
sí, güey. Or they have the strength of a gorilla, dude.
Probably.
controlan al gorila, dude, con sus tortas y sus taquitos que traen ahí en la lonchera, dude.
You got to
Sí,
distract
dude.
them, dude. Remember? Yeah, dude. I don't know. That's yeah. I mean,
I just want to say, I feel like if the 100 humans win, there's definitely going to be some pretty big casualties, dude. Porque as soon as I see a gorilla, like, fucking mop the floor with the first guy, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, pues
Now,
pásenle,
but
pásenle,
again,
¿no?
it's life or death, dude. So you got to fight them. Like you guys got to beat them no matter what. I mean, because Romero put us in a scenario of like, okay, he escaped the zoo, your family's there. But if I'm at the zoo, I don't know. I'll probably grab a pen. I'm sure they have some sort of weapon, something, so I could be like, fuck it, I don't know how to use it, but I'm gonna stab a motherfucker, you know? You know what
I
I mean?
hope you would know how to use a pen, dude.
No. I'm saying weapons, dude, not actual pen.
Dude.
But
Wait,
yeah, go
this
ahead.
whole conversation just put into question one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. Tarzan.
Ooh. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty
Dude.
Yo
Oh,
Young.
Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty good movie too. But
Hell yeah, dude.
but Tarzan, dude, he fought that. Did he fight it? No, he didn't fight a gorilla. He just
Apparently, it's
got
not your
into a
favorite
little
movie, dude.
altercation.
No.
He got into a
Apparently, it's
little
not your favorite
altercation
movie,
with the
dude.
dad. That's true. That's true. I got that one wrong. Um, but yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like a gorilla is impossible to fucking take down. To just fucking steel moving towards you. Like
That is kind of scary, dude. Like if shit like
I
that were to
think
happen.
I think my best bet would just be like be number 100. He could, by then he's gassed out and he's just like ready to go to take a nap or something. And it's like
And
that's
then,
my
Well,
best bet, dude.
well, you gotta kill him, dude. You have to kill him to survive. Why would he
Pero
want to take a nap, dude?
you gotta kill
you
him with
can't put him
kindness.
on a hold.
You gotta kill him with kindness, dude. Like,
Excuse me, no?
excuse
me,
me,
sir.
una cobijita, dude, su
Say that.
almohadita, dude. Like,
That's a crazy scenario, dude. For sure, motherfuckers are dying. How many people are coming out alive out of 100? If they're able to beat them, how many people are coming out alive?
probably
What's the
just
number?
like 10, 15
I will
maybe.
say 10
Less than 20?
and 15 injured,
Okay,
severely
Yeah.
injured. The other ones are gone.
Yeah, I think less than 20 for sure.
less than 20. Okay, that's fair. That's a crazy question. I would never think of a question like that to ask anybody, dude. Pero just a quick not reminder, just una cosita que decir porque ya no sé qué decir. We're gonna be all over the place with this episode. We have an agenda, and it's all over the place. Like we're talking about gorillas, and then our next topic is about Trump. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're trying to be prepared as we can be.
So we'll circle back to Trump. It's a little bit more of a serious topic there, but I did want to point out that today is National Superhero Day.
Ooh.
So I want to know. I mean, I talked about my favorite movie that clearly was not my favorite movie because I didn't know the plot and I thought that Tarzan fought a gorilla, and that's not true. Pero what would you say it's your favorite superhero?
Hmm.
Go ahead, Tank. Fiction and nonfiction. How about that?
Ooh. Well, I'll go with fiction first, dude. And then we'll circle back to you guys for nonfiction. Fiction, superhero. I'd probably say it's the. Well, I feel like the ones that we would always see the most, like watch the movies, y todo eso, was Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely say probably it's the Batman as a superhero.
Okay.
Unless you want to count Goku as a hero, dude, or a superhero.
He is, dude. He is, nonetheless.
So
he's fiction.
You never know, dude. You never know.
That's true, dude. That's true.
But yeah, like I guess if you want to count Goku. Yeah. I think those have been like my fictional favorite superheroes. Y te digo, it was just like growing up, watching, for example, like Dragon Ball Z, or just watching the Batman animated series. And from there, it was like, the movies back in the 90s, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Carrey.
Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
The fuck, dude?
No, I'm just making sure.
Yes.
I thought I heard of the war, dude. I just wasn't sure.
Whoa.
I don't want to get canceled, bro.
Y ¿cómo se llama? Jim Carrey. Y pues ya después todas las películas que le siguieron from there. So yeah. And then just like all the action figures that we had as kids. Like we had like the little Batmobiles y todo eso. So
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
An extra question, Tank. Who's your favorite villain?
Oh. Damn, favorite villain. I'm not sure about that one yet, dude.
Okay, we'll come back to you,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Batman también. Batman. I did watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z. Goku was obviously the shit. But I think I would stick with Batman. A little bit of Spider-Man. Spider-Man was cool too. But I also think, early on, a little bit kind of like what Romero would say también. I remember my tia, she died long ago, but I remember she was really into wrestling as well. So she would buy me like wrestling, like underwear, and like Pentagon was one of those guys. Blue Demon, like a bunch of the stuff that I would like when I was younger. I didn't really get into wrestling that heavy until I was older. Like I was in like 10, 11, 12. That's when I started getting into wrestling like that. But I do remember a lot of the like wrestling back in Mexico at that time. And again, Pentagon being one of those fucking highlights of, I'm sure for a lot of fucking kids at that time. Pero he's fiction. I know he's a real person, but obviously we all know how wrestling goes, right? But
ni le digas eso a Romero, dude.
He logs out, no? No signal, no? Pero Batman, Spider-Man. I also like a lot the Ninja Turtles. I was really into the Ninja Turtles too back in the day. And as far as like a villain, if I could stick to like again, kind of like wrestling, I remember ¿cómo se llamaba? Is The Rock, no? No, because I do remember like The Rock turning heel, and he was kind of like, I really like The Rock. Like I had a period of time where I even bought his book. I had his book.
Yeah.
So I like The Rock when he was a heel. Pero who else? The Joker, dude. Like, we can't go wrong with the Joker, dude.
Joker, yeah.
Especially for me, like I love Batman, and then going into the Batman Rises, like the movie itself, dude. Like that's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's actually on Netflix right now, so if anybody wants to watch, it's on Netflix. And what was the guy's name? The actor, Hedge or Ledger or something like that.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, so he was amazing in that movie, and I think he set the bar really high for a lot of people. So yeah, the Joker, like that specific Joker. I love the Joker in general, but that specific Joker has been my favorite for sure.
And I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that um, I mean, I guess I didn't know that like Batman would have been your top choice for superhero. Um, I was gonna say Batman, but because I remember being well, like maybe 5, 6 years old, and I would wake up like super early. Like my parents would go to work, and obviously like I stayed back with my grandma, but everybody would start getting ready, like like I don't know 6 in the morning or whatnot. Um, and I would wake up, and as everybody was getting ready, I would turn on the TV and I would watch the black and white, like the old school, like Batman and Robin
Hmm.
series.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I that's where I started liking Batman, and then I eventually saw the movie with the I can't remember which one was the first one, but the one with the penguin.
But the
Mm,
real life one, like when it was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
that was a good one.
yeah.
Hmm.
Poison Ivy was
I
in
remember.
there.
I'm not sure. Like that
Hmm.
was more towards later on,
It was
but yeah, that's
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Catwoman. I think so. Yeah. But that's why I was gonna go with Batman, but Johnny Boy brought up Lucha Libre, and you did say Pentagon, but it's not Pentagon. I know
It's
you meant
Octagon, no?
Octagon.
Yeah.
Octagon. Es
Yeah,
que es
Octagon.
que ahorita estoy en el momento de hoy, no, el cero miedos, like
Sí, sí,
it,
sí.
it's the hype right
Um,
now, dude.
but yeah, for sure, like Octagon, like as a kid was like you could see him as a real life superhero,
Fuck
and
yeah,
then growing up, within Lucha Libre, it was El Perro Aguayo, the
perro
dad.
guayo, dude.
Mm,
Hmm.
Like especially because he was doing his retirement tour and all that. Like I really, really got into his matches. Um, but as far as the other one I was gonna mention too was we often don't think of them as superheroes, but I think in our hearts they're superheroes. Fucking super campeones.
Yeah,
mm.
I mean, in a different kind of like way. Like I guess they didn't have superpowers, pero esas chilenas de 3 episodios, like
Sí, sí, dude.
how? No, how?
Sí.
How is
like
that
y
possible?
regresamos después de los comerciales, and they're
Ah,
still were
Ahí está Romero en el recreo, no nada más in the air, dude. Like,
just waiting.
sí, sí.
Uh,
Just
but
waiting.
Dude, también,
Mhm.
I was gonna mention the Power Rangers, dude. There's
Power
definitely
Rangers,
like,
dude, for sure.
uh,
y for villains, me gustaba mucho Goldor because
Mhm.
of his suit.
His suit.
I didn't like how
mhm.
they portrayed the character himself, but like the whole suit y todo eso, how it was like
Dude,
very
shout out
like,
to Rita, dude.
you see, yeah.
Regular, dude, for sure, dude.
It
What were
was
you gonna
very Caballeros del
in
Zodiaco
Zodiaco?
ish.
Wannabe?
Like, yeah.
That's
Hell
true, dude.
yeah.
That's true. Romero, what were we gonna say for a villain? I don't know if you said the villain part or no.
For the villain, I was gonna go with El Guasón, wh- which is ¿cómo se llama en inglés? El Guasón.
Joker?
Pinche the Joker, yeah.
I
Because I
was
was
about to
thinking
say,
the Riddler, but I'm like, no, I'm like the Riddler is not it.
thank God I don't
Yeah.
like the Riddler, dude. No, I'll be stuck in his riddles all day, dude. Thank God, dude.
uh,
Also for like an evil character I really liked was like Majin Buu, like all the characters, most of those
Yeah.
characters in Dragon Ball Z, especially when Vegeta turned like evil, when he had the M like right here in the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite times too. Really good episode right there. But all right, so we said fiction, non-fiction, Tank.
Well, I'll let you start off this time, dude.
Okay, dude. Non-fiction for me, dude, for a while, Rafa Marquez, dude. He was my idol, dude. Rafa Marquez, as far as like sports wise, he was like my all-time idol. And then I guess I don't want to say he was like a superhero like that, but I mean I wanted to literally be the guy. Like I let my hair grow. I try to wear number 4 for like everything, and I played defense, and depending what team I was on, I was either center forward, Harley, a center defense or right defense, lo que sea. Pero that was like my thing, like to be like him. So I would consider him Definitely a hero back in my days, dude. So that's it, dude.
Hmm.
Bah, I'll give Tank a little more time to think. But when you said real life, like superhero, who you consider a superhero, my mind immediately went to
Family,
Roberto
dude.
Gomez Bolaños, dude. No,
Oh,
el Chespirito, dude.
Hmm.
god damn, dude.
Like I, I mean, I really enjoyed his comedy at the time. I mean, I was growing up or whatever, but like all the stuff that he did, like I don't know, like I know he's had some issues like as a person and all the other things, but the work that he did, the shows that he put together and all of that, like for sure, like I would say him.
Okay, that's a good one, dude. That's a really good one. What about you, Tank? You thought about it or what?
Pues sí, I think football wise, I have to go with dude, Cuauhtémoc. Like, that was like my
He
idol,
was
especially like being Americanista and stuff.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Outside of him, I really admired Roberto Carlos
Mm-hmm.
from Real Madrid, like Brazilian.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
pensé que el cantante, dude.
Oh,
También, dude. También.
también. Yeah, like and I think similar things like I I was not anywhere near like like como dices tú Johnny Boy, where it's like I wanted to like try to be like him y eso porque pues I had no speed, dude. I had no like
I had no
crazy
speed.
fucking shot,
He had a
anything like
crazy ass
that.
fucking shot, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, like I think football wise, that was definitely like the
That's
two
your go
players.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fair, dude.
If we're gonna name soccer players, I have to say Adolfo Rios. You
Love
remember Adolfo
Rios, dude.
Rios?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
America too.
Um, yeah, he was if I'm not mistaken, he was portero del Necaxa, and then he went to America, or was he always America?
Mm,
No,
I was gonna
I
say
wouldn't think
Atlas.
so.
Uh, um, uh,
Somebody look him up in
But
the
I
next one.
I remember him under America for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Um, and he had such a unique style, like as a goalie, and I mean for sure he was like super fit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like to me he was like somebody to look up to.
He was a shit, dude.
Him
For sure.
and you know, I know Conejo didn't walk off, in the best way possible, but like Conejo during his time he was a shit.
so
He was a hopper, dude, for sure.
he was in Pumas, then went to Veracruz, and then he did like those torneos in Necaxa before going to
There you
America.
go.
God damn, dude.
And
So
if I'm not mistaken, he won championships with Necaxa.
I think he won one cuando estaba Sage, dude. Actually, yeah. No, nobody. Anybody?
En el
We're all looking at no,
98,
no,
yeah,
I know.
no
I'm
sé.
looking at
I'm like,
since.
en el Necaxa en el 98, and then
Mhm.
America in 2002.
I say 2001, but okay, yeah, fair. Yeah, dude. Dude, America to the club de Mundial de Clubes, dude. What do you guys know about that, dude?
I don't know about that.
Well, según se va a jugar un partido, ¿no? Contra LAFC.
Yeah, so LAFC is America, and then whoever wins from that is gonna go towards they're gonna be replacing Leon in the World Cup, Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, porque I lost track después de todo el desmadre con León y todo ese pedo.
Yeah, they're not gonna for sure. They're not gonna go. They're not gonna be part of it because they're still part of Grupo Pachuca.
Yeah.
Pero muchachos, since we're sticking to like older stuff, is it okay if I ask that question as
Sí, dale.
like que yo puse, dude? Porque sí puse algo.
Oh.
Oh.
Ahí les va. What are some things? Well, there's a lot. I think everything I've changed, but anyway, what are some things that as kid you would do that as adult you don't?
Dude, I haven't rode a bike in years. Like
Damn.
years. I think I was maybe like going into high school, like 14ish, when I last rode a bike. I used to ride bikes like every fucking day as a kid. Nos juntábamos con like the neighborhood kids, and we would just ride bikes like in the afternoon and the weekend, y pa todo like in la bici. And
How long have you guys been living there? Like that spot right there, that house?
We moved in here 2001, like October 2001.
Okay. Because me and Romero used to hang out a lot right there at Scottsdale and like around that area.
Mm.
I was like, I feel like if you guys were around, we would have seen you guys.
Yeah.
Scottsdale. That's weird because yeah, we were always well. We normally wouldn't go to Scottsdale, but we would definitely ride around the neighborhood, like
Mm.
me and Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't until like years later, like I mean, when I say years later, not too long ago, like we would talk about people that would live in your block that I would know,
yeah.
pero we'd never knew that, you knew them and I knew them. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's kind of like where we would just kind of hang out. We would go to Scottsdale. We would kind of be around those blocks in the
Durkin.
Kilpatrick and Dirk and Costner, like
Yeah,
todo esa área.
and then Crazy Rub lived right there at what's Kilburn? I think it's Kilburn where
Off
he
of
lived.
Yeah,
Costner, right? I don't know the name of the street because they're like all those streets are like looped in.
Yeah,
So
I
some
think
of
his
our numbers, some of them are street names.
I think his is Kilburn, if
yeah.
I'm not
Because
mistaken.
I think my aunt lives más adelantito, and yeah, it's Kilborn.
It's Kilburn.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I know I would. I mean, obviously, I would hang out with Crazy Rub. Romero used to live right. I mean, right there, a couple blocks away. But we would always be like around the area.
Mm.
Like I don't recall like seeing you guys at all. But I mean, I believe you, no? You're a liar, no?
Sí.
Ride a bike,
Como,
dude.
como llevas desde los 10 años, ¿no? Más bien que I don't ride a bike, dude.
No, dude. Yeah, riding a bike. Since you brought that up, yeah, I don't. I cannot recall when was the last time I rode a bike. I think I was already here in Cali, so it's less than 10 years. But before that, it was like fucking. I don't know, forever ago, dude. Like it. Can't recall the time that I rode a bike. Um,
Dude,
I
oh, I was gonna say real quick, one two for one special, dude.
a ver.
Rollerblading, dude.
You used to do that?
We used to rollerblade when we were kids, like a
Shit, dude.
lot. Because en ese entonces salió the Mighty Ducks movie. I don't know if you guys remember them.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
yeah.
we're like really into like hockey and stuff. So my dad nos compró like the hockey sticks and like a little goalie.
Shout out to Coach Bombay, no?
Easy. And we would rollerblade and play hockey. And then ya cuando regresamos from living in Mexico, I tried rollerblading, but my balance just wasn't there. And it was one of those things where like me daba ya miedo, like trying it. So
Yep.
I never rollerblade since then.
Damn, dude. That's cool. I don't know how to rollerblade. Like all I know how to do is ride a bike, dude. And a scooter, dude. Put me a scooter. Put a scooter
Oh,
in me. And
scooter. Yeah.
what about you, Romero? Since Hank wanted to
Riding bike?
start it up.
No, yeah, no, I'll just share the riding bike fue like maybe I want to say like 5 years ago. I tried
Hey,
it.
that was your late like 30s, no? Late 30s, early 30s.
Like, there you go.
Yeah, probably. We actually so family was over. We doing the touristy thing downtown, so we parked by the aquarium, and
Mhm.
we like ended up walking all the way to Navy Pier,
It's a far
and
ass walk, dude.
it was a big walk. Yeah, it was a far walk, but it wasn't too bad. Like I'm not complaining about that part. But then they're like, oh, let's just so everybody doesn't have to walk back. Let's just jump on the divvy bikes and
Mhm.
ride the bike back to the car, and then we'll just pick people up. Dude, I mean, I felt tired, but getting off the bike was the hard part. Like I didn't know I had no legs at that point. Like
Mhm.
you get off the bike and legs are so shaky and wobbly.
I thought
Like
you're gonna complain about your ass, dude. You know how sometimes like you're sitting so
oh
long in
that
there,
yeah,
like
for sure.
your
Yeah.
ass was
Yeah.
No,
numb, dude.
that yeah, that pain is real too. Dude.
For
um
sure.
Pero to because this was like what haven't you done, like what are things that you would do as a kid that you haven't done as an adult,
Mhm.
right? Is because what I was thinking, like I was trying to understand the question is like what are some things that as a kid you would do that as an adult you don't.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I'm like, as a kid that I would do, I'm like, I don't know, like I can't, outside of like having too much fun, like playing soccer, right? Like I stopped playing, soccer as an adult. Like I just got back on, but I remember like we would go every other day and we would play like keeping up with soccer. Like I would know what's going on in La Liga Mexicana. I would know what's going on in La Liga. Like all those like I have a hard time keeping up now.
Yeah.
Um fuck like as a kid I would probably like watch more news than I do today.
Facts, dude.
Like a la hora de comer or whenever you would eat breakfast, whatever
Primer
is like
impacto, dude, for sure.
primer impacto,
Sí, bien
you
pinches
know,
cars, ¿no?
For real, dude.
see, dude, like that was the TV like that you would watch. That's the content you would consume. Now I'm like, it's super rare when I actually see a noticiero, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me something that I obviously I probably speak for all of us, no? Dude, I have not played outside in fucking forever, dude.
Mm,
Like actually going outside. Like I
Definitely.
like it's different me going outside to play as like me enjoying to go outside to grill. Like I like doing carne asadas and all that
Mhm,
stuff. So I guess that's what I would consider my going out to play. I guess equivalent to.
mm.
Pero yeah, Romero would say we would fucking play for fucking hours, take a break, play FIFA, and then go back to play again. And it was constant. It was like every other day, sometimes every
Playing
day.
football.
Yeah, we would literally be outside none fucking stop, like nonstop. And that's something that I you know what I miss. Obviously, I'm an adult, but I do miss it. And I wish something that my girls would be able to enjoy, but they don't. I know generation's different. They call them iPad kids now nowadays and stuff. But I do wish they had that thing where it's like, well, shit, yeah, go out and play. There's a
Mm.
kid right here in the corner, a couple girls, a couple guys
That's
to get
interesting.
together.
Interesting that you just said that because like I talked about this weekend being really nice out and I did a bunch of yard work. So did Carla. So the kids were outside all day too.
Hmm.
And for us, it's like, oh, we can go outside. Like they're looking forward to that.
Nice.
mm.
Pero allá contigo, like, is it because it's this like I guess my assumption is like it's just nice weather all year round. Like you kind of take it for granted about like you can go outside and do things.
Yeah, I guess with them it's more of if there's nothing for me, it was like I just want to go out to figure out what to do. Like I just
Hmm.
didn't want to
Hmm.
be indoors, right? With them, it's like if there's nothing to do outside, I'd rather stay inside instead of
Mm.
them wanting to find out like what to do. Like I know if I was to be like, all right, guys, get your scooters. I'm gonna get a bike. Let's go around the block. They'll be like, okay, but it has to come out from me to kind of inject it into them. Compare like
Pero
with me.
es
With me, it was
mhm,
just different. For me, I just wanted to be out. I
yeah,
didn't care
Right.
what I
yeah,
was
for
to do.
sure. It's like we will go like I remember like I would grab a soccer ball, go outside and see who's out there. Like, is
Exactly. That's
anybody
what I'm
else
saying.
out there? Or
Mhm.
like let me go ring on somebody's door and like, hey, let's do something.
I feel
Pero
like. Oh, go ahead.
mhm,
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, like, is it also a generational thing, right? Because I'm like, even Itzel will ask me sometimes, like, when we have those like somewhat nice days, and they're like, "Oh, can I go to the front and play?" And it's like, "Oh, well, wait until I'm done doing this so I can go out there with you."
It is a
Right?
generational
Mm.
thing. 100%. 100%.
Porque
Because
antes is like, "Can I go outside?" Like, "All right, just be back before the street lights go off."
yeah, that's
Easy,
you knew
dude.
that was your cue. Like, okay, it's getting
Mhm,
dark out. I gotta go home. But I do know, like for me, I would live on 59th, and I would take the bus to go to Bogan, and
mhm.
I was vice versa. I would come back, and everything was fine and dandy. Like my mom wouldn't question it, right? And yeah, I didn't want to go to school, but yeah, I would go to school, take the bus, get off at 79th, and then walk my happy ass over there. Now it's just one of those things where I don't see me having them take the bus to go like to high school. Like I feel like I don't want to say it's
Mhm.
mandatory, but in a way it's mandatory for me because Tina's going into high school next year. For me to take her into like me physically drive her there and every single day me picking her up. I don't know if I'm doing it because I don't trust her. It's not even because of the trust. I just think of nowadays it's just different from when I was younger. But I don't know if I'm also like taking her away from that fun, that
That
experience
experience.
of yeah, walking with your friends home or any of that little thing, where I would do. I know I would walk when I used to live in
Mm,
when I think I would walk to your house, Romero, or we would walk back to your house. Or who would I walk to? Over
uh
like on 85th. Oh well, fuck, my house. What the fuck?
So,
Uh,
do
go ahead.
you think that it's So, like, obviously, growing up in Mexico and growing up here is way different, right? I feel like in Mexico, it's a lot of that. Hey, I'm gonna go out, like, sure, just be home by this time. At least back in the day, no había inseguridades as much as it is now.
Yep.
Um, so do you think, también, that has a lot to do with it, where it's like our parents weren't,
As
I,
strict.
I guess, yeah, as strict and aware, I guess, of how things were here in the U.S. They como que, like, it was like how they grew up, where it's like, oh yeah, go ahead. And then, like, for example, for you, that you're like a little bit more self-aware of, like, things, like, that's why you're like, oh well, I wouldn't necessarily have my kids going through, like, the bus, or like,
I don't know, dude. It's a
That's a
weird.
fair point.
That's a fair, yeah, hella fair. But again, like I said, I don't know. I know I don't mean it like as a bad intention to
right,
not let her walk home or take the bus or any of that. I do it more out of protection,
right.
not to blame my mom, obviously, that she didn't care, lo que sea. But she just, I guess she felt safe. Me, maybe because I was a guy. I don't know if that has. I'm sure probably that has a lot to do with it. That I was a guy and I wasn't a girl, so I was able to just walk and go to school. I don't see it like that with her. Like I don't see it's like, well, she was a guy, then maybe no. I don't see it like that. Like I feel like it's pretty even. Like I won't let her walk home. Plus her school, or yeah, her school that she goes to now, it's not like in walking distance either.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about like a walking distance of 35, 40 minute walk,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no bus going there. And she's in eighth
Oh,
grade,
dude,
but I'm
that's
saying
that's like the aquarium to Navy Pier, dude.
about, dude. It's about. So I wouldn't let her do that. And then the high school that she's going to, instead of that 45, that's probably like a good hour and a half walk,
Oh
like a
damn.
walk. So again, then there's no. It's not like again Chicago being a city and public transportation here. There's
I was gonna ask,
transportation,
do
but
you have
here's not
public
like that.
transportation?
We
Mhm.
do, but in the main streets, and then the streets that I live in, like the closest main street that I live in, there's no bus.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like she's gonna be able to take the bus there and then get off and take another bus towards the high school. Honestly, that's just the way I'm kind of like it's kind of used to here, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could think of, dude. Unless you're like in a big city like towards LA, I can't think of anybody like on this side going away from LA that has let their kids like walk to school, unless like the actual bus from the school picks them up and then
Picks
drops
them
them
up.
off like in a specific spot and then they walk home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like a public bus that I was talking about, public transportation, I don't think I've met anybody that does that.
So
Which is weird.
I have a coworker that he has a son, and I think he's close to his son's age, so he's like either 9 or 10. And we talk about this stuff, right? And he's like, he'll like his son will ask him like, "Can I go to the park?" And he's like, "Can meet up a couple friends." He's like, "I'm not opposed to it, but you still kind of like have that doubt of like you're gonna go to the park by yourself." So he eventually like, well, he has a little cell phone holder on his bike. He's like, FaceTime me all the way till you get there. Once you get there, play whatever, and then let me know when you're riding back.
Okay.
Or even like riding to school, like in the mornings, like he sometimes, wants to, ride his bike to school. And he's like, we'll let him, but we will be on FaceTime. Like, even if he's not directly talking to us or looking at us, at least we're seeing him on his way to school
Mm-hmm.
or on where he's going. And then once he gets to the location, like, okay, you can hang up, and now we know you're there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the kind of modern day compromise of allowing that because like yeah, for me, like even though like I talked about like being what like 6 years old, 7 years old, and going a couple blocks down or more than a couple blocks down for tortillas in Mexico, um, I don't see, even until I joked with her the other day, I'm like, oh, today's it's not so bad. You can just wear a hoodie and we can go to school. It's like I'm like, as a matter of fact, like just walk to school. I'll just pick you up. And she was like, "Wait, what? You can
Mm-hmm.
do that?" And she's like, "Can I do that, mom?" And they're like, "No, we're kidding. We'll take you to school."
Yeah, yeah.
Um, porque yeah, like I honestly I don't feel comfortable letting her go to school. Like school's, maybe 3, 4 blocks away. Nah, distance wise, but in reality is like she'll cross a street.
Okay. Yeah. And again, I know,
Mhm.
like I said, I don't want to say that I know you mean the same thing, right? Like you don't mean it as a bad
Mhm.
parent or making a bad decision. But then again, I go back to me, it's like, am I taking away that experience from them?
Bad experience.
No.
But again, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean to be able to take it away. But I also feel like for me in my situation, um I was a little bit more like woke. Like I was a lot more attentive with like situation, living in Chicago, knowing, obviously Chicago, the city that it is, and the things that could happen. Them here, they're more like a little bit more, I want to say, like self-centered. Like there's not a lot of violence that goes on where we live at. It's more like calm, and
Sheltered.
it's sheltered. Yeah. So for me, it's like if I put them in a culture where it's like a big city, like if we were to live in LA, it's completely different than here. Again, it's a big
Mhm.
city. Different, I don't say different cultures, but just different ways of living.
Yeah.
So I think that also has a lot to do with maybe me not wanting for them to, if they could, I wouldn't still let them go. Like I would pick them up and drop them off, and I know they want to have fun with the friends, and probably they have a couple friends that walk to school, but maybe they live closer to home. I mean, sorry, to the school than we do. But yeah, it's just one of those, dude. Like maybe again, I don't want to say it's a culture thing. It's just a time thing. Times change, different generation, and that's how I started the whole conversation eventually.
Yeah. I think también us with Chiquis, like I feel like she wanted to when she was going to grammar school, más que nada, like she would see her friends walking and she would want to walk. And then
Mm.
it became that conversation like, damn, like, all right, well, like who's walking. Yeah. I think we found out that there was like a few of her friends that live by the house. And then we'd be like, all right, we'll walk with them, pero como que we would be like kind of keep an eye de lejos just to make sure. Y ya después, uh, she was a little lazy, so she was like como que ya she did that, and it was like,
Se
all
le
right,
quitó la
yeah, it's like,
curiosidad.
yeah,
Stomach thing.
it was like that, like damn, like I have to actually walk to like my home and shit. So it became like one of those, like, you know what, like nah, like just pick me up, like I don't
Yeah.
want to walk. Pero también, como dice Johnny Boy, dude, I think también it was just the environment we grew up in. I think we all could agree that we initially started in neighborhoods that weren't the safest. And then when we finally moved out here, y lo digo porque yeah, también, por ejemplo, like, una vez salimos or salí with my girl, and she's always kind of grew up in a more like in better neighborhoods, diría.
Hmm.
So le hago la burla that she has like zero survival skills y or survival instincts. Y me acuerdo una vez estábamos en we went to Portillo's right here by the house, and it was like I parked lejitos from like everybody else en lo que íbamos a comer, and then it was like a pretty big parking lot and a truck parked like right next to us. And como que like I was like, damn, like I don't like how this. I'm like, it's un chingo de parking. Nosotros estamos más lejos. Like, why are they parking next to us?
Hmm.
So I just drove off, and
Mhm.
she's like, oh, like why did you drive off? Y le dije, I'm like, well, you didn't see that truck and this and that. And she's like, damn, like I wouldn't have thought about that. I would have just stayed there. And pero como dices, like maybe since we fucking didn't grow up
Different
in the
instincts, dude. Yeah.
yeah, we didn't grow up in the best neighborhoods. Is like fuck, like that's kind of suspicious. Like, porque se está estacionando next to me cuando hay un chingo de lugares allá? So it's like, I think that
Yeah,
also has a lot to do with it.
I agree. I agree. And I'll be honest, my girl's she's very aware of things. Like, yes, de vez en cuando se le pasan cositas or whatever that I was like, hey, you didn't pick that up? And she'll be like, no, I didn't see it or I didn't notice it. But she's very aware, especially when she has the girls, because um especially here, dude, we've been noticing a lot of like in Target nearby and stuff like that, that people are being followed. Girls more
Mm.
specific than others are
Mhm.
being
Right.
followed, and it's just getting more common and common. So first of all, we try not to even go out anymore. If we need something from Target, we'll order it, pick it up, literally drive off. So that we try to do all that stuff. So, but yeah, but nonetheless, it's the
I love
good
going to the
questions, dude.
stores, dude.
I don't like going to the stores either. I do not.
I
We do
do.
not.
I
We
do.
do. Oh,
I
that's
miss
sad,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
You
I
miss?
do.
That's sad, no?
Dude, me acuerdo, Romero, he's like, oh, I guess I gotta return it on Amazon. And I was like, why are you so happy, dude? He's like, because I get to go to Kohl's and get some Kohl's cash. I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, props to him, dude. I can't go shopping like that, dude. I don't have the patience for it, and especially, and my girl knows this. Like they'll be times like, well, I'm going this. Like, well, you go, you enjoy, because I'm like more of like, are you done? Like you were here for a blouse and you're looking at jeans, like how and why, like that's I would ask that question. And so
Yeah.
her experience is not great, and neither is mine. So I prefer her to go, be safe. If you're gonna take the girls, just watch the girls, and that's it.
Mm.
I stay home and I'm chilling. So, but yeah, muchachos. So we got a couple more minutes before the 1 hour mark. Do you guys want to touch on another topic?
Let's see what we got here. So we talked a little bit about generational stuff, and let me just go right into it because I think it's a quick. It might not be quick, but it'll be something to get into. Do you feel like our generation was sold a lie about college and success?
Oh,
That's a good question, and I say yes.
yeah.
And I would even add fucking handwriting, dude. They said that we're gonna do handwriting for fucking. Dude.
Oh, the
I was-
cursive?
Oh, sorry, cursive. Yeah, my
Yeah.
bad. What handwriting? What the fuck? Yeah,
Well, it
cursive.
was called handwriting for a while.
Right,
Like, well, I
right.
mean, we knew it.
Mhm.
Cursive was also like handwriting. I
Handwriting.
at least I knew it as
Handwriting. Okay.
handwriting. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not that dumb. Okay, do you agree? But yeah, cursive was one of the things that we grew up with, and it's like I remember trying so hard, and there's a couple letters till today that I could not
But
do.
I suck at handwriting.
I suck.
Yeah.
So I know Romero has kind of like a nice little writing to him, but dude, when I came to, I don't know why I had to throw out there, dude. Props to
Thank you
Romero.
for complimenting my penmanship.
But yeah, cursive was one of those things like you're gonna use it like forever. Like after this, high school's gonna be cursive all the way, and it's like fuck, Yes, they
It was
like
year
it.
after year. They would
Year
tell you
after year,
like,
dude.
"Oh,
Year
next
after
year is gonna be all cursive. Next
Yeah.
year is gonna be all cursive." I'm like,
I wonder
stop
why,
lying.
dude. Like why? I wonder why they had to be that way. But
But
yes, college.
think about it. Do you think just a little parenthesis on that? Like, I mean, people back in the day wrote in cursive. Do you think if we completely lose cursive, or people or our kids knowing cursive, are we losing something valuable or not really?
Fuck no.
I don't think valuable. It looks nice. I'm gonna say that. I've
If you,
always liked
if you have nice in writing and you can do cursive, that's
right.
just fire.
Yeah. But
I
I
agree.
don't think it's valuable per se, like I don't think we're gonna be like missing out on secret messages or something, like if
That's true.
Yeah. I don't think so. But yeah, college for me, as far as like my generation, growing up and everything, college was the way to go. Like you had to go to college, you had to get a degree, and you had to graduate and have something to
You had
fall
to stay
back
off
on.
drugs,
Yeah, dude, who the fuck?
according to Dare.
According
That little
to
line.
Dave.
God damn.
I remember that thing.
Uh
What were you gonna say, Tank?
no, so I was gonna say, I think so it's a 50-50, right? I think a degree is helpful to get looked at. Like, like for example, ahorita, like I've been applying every fucking where, and just the fact that like they see that I have a degree gets me into the steps of interviewing. However, I think it's not as it doesn't hold as much weight as it did back in the day, where it's like, oh, like he has a degree in this, so like he's a high candidate, just for the fact that a lot of people have degrees nowadays. And I feel like como que se fijan en otras cosas. So like I feel like it helps getting looked at, but ya de ahí en fuera, it's not really as it doesn't hold the weight for anything beyond that,
In our generation, no?
right? In our generation. So
It,
I feel like it's just que te decían like, oh, it opens the doors and this and that. I'm like, in a sense, I feel like it does, just because eso, like it gets you to the interview stage. but yeah, después de ahí, and I say it because recently I had an interview, and one of the recruiters was telling me, he was like, oh, like what is your skills, what is your experience. He's like, I don't want to know, I graduated from here, I had a this GPA, I have this degree, so and so. He's like,
It's more like, what have you done?
right. And they're like, everybody that's applying basically has that. Like, what is something that makes you stand out? And like, por eso te digo, like, it helps getting you looked at, but that's about as far as it gets you.
Dude, and props to you, dude, because obviously you have the degree, you have a degree,
Yeah,
and props to you and anybody who has it. But I believe like the way it was painted to us, as far as like our teachers and the school system when we were going to school, it was like you had to do this in order to be successful, right?
right.
I obviously I have a couple examples, right? Miguel, fucking, he didn't go to college and he has a really good job. Romero,
Allegedly.
he allegedly, Romero allegedly didn't go to college and he has a good job nonetheless. So I see people like them where it's like, yes, they grew up with me and same era, and they were stuck to that thought of, yeah, college is the way to go and only way to go in order for you to be successful. And for me, it's like they're successful, like they have a good steady job, nonetheless. And but for me, yes, I don't have none of that. Como no tengo a good job, no? No, I have a good job. But I'm saying, like, as far as like with them, they're in technology, they're like into coding and all this stuff. Where it's yeah, for me, I always thought you need a degree for that, and
Mhm.
they probably have a certificate or whatever they might have, and they were able to kind of squeeze their way through and grow from that, which is cool. With me, it was just I don't have a degree, but I nonetheless I have a pretty good job and well paid for being here in California. So, but yeah, but anyway, the bottom line is like, yes, I do think it was kind of like a lie. It was like a
Yeah,
make believe in my eyes. Yes, Romero.
Yeah, no, I think generationally, like that was the thing. Like, go to school, go to get your high school diploma, and go to college. Um, the reality for many of us is that, yeah, like
You
you
couldn't
can
afford
do
it.
the high school diploma, you can go and potentially get that GED, but like college was not an option in the roadmap here, right? So even though that was what we were told, also I think we're a generation where the um I guess the opportunity to choose not to go to college was one of those
Right.
where
Mhm.
now we're starting to see, or I mean, when I say now, I mean for the last 10 years, I think it's that ongoing thing of, do you have a degree? No. It's like, but do you have the experience?
Right,
Yes. And it's like, well, do you have the degree? Yes. Do you have the experience? No.
No.
So it's like, which way? What is it that you want? Right. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think we're at a place where college degree could help, but it's not the only path.
Right.
Um, so yeah, like I think I'm not saying this is not necessarily a lie, but it does open up doors a little bit easier or a little bit faster than if you didn't. Um,
I think
I think
ultimately, experience and knowing someone
Over rules.
overrules. Yeah, for the for the most part.
yes, and but there's also like when I think about degrees and it's like it might not matter as much if you get the experience and if you know somebody, but at a company um level, like the company has policies in place. So it's like we're looking for a college degree, person, a person that has a college degree. I'm sorry, but now I'm starting to see more and more. It's like a college degree or equivalent to,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
So that's something that we did not see 10, 15 years ago. It was like we're looking for a person with a degree in this field. Now we're seeing a person with a degree in this field or experience equivalent to.
Right.
So different times. I think going forward, I don't know what the future holds, but I think I still think it's much as I hate to say, I do think that a degree matters, but it's not the only way.
right.
I agree. Good points, muchachos. Good points. Pero bueno, we have more to the agenda that we could say for next week, right? Any
Mhm.
last
We
thoughts,
could, but
Mauro?
we did bring up the Trump thing, so I do want to bring it up because I came across that as we were about to hit record here, and I didn't know this. So the question on the agenda was Trump is shutting down the suicide hotline. Um,
Is that really
like,
a thing, dude?
did you
I don't know.
guys hear about that at all? I had so I saw a post and then I did a quick research, but I don't. So basically, he has not, but he is looking to defund the hotlines, the suicide hotline. And in this case, what I came across is that Canada opened up their hotline to Americans. Um,
Mm.
at a what is it? Toll free, right? So you can access a suicide hotline in Canada from
That's
the
crazy.
U.S. at no cost, because Trump is talking about defunding um, those initiatives.
So I didn't hear about it, but I wouldn't. I don't
Doubt
doubt
it.
it. Yeah, because I feel like he's been targeting anything that's like mental health mental health related.
Oof, I haven't even gotten to that dude. Fuck, his name is I'm gonna look up his name, but he was talking about
Kennedy.
um, yes,
I know
Oh,
where
with
I know where you're going with this, dude. Go for it.
I don't know if I want to get into it now, but we can save that
for another
for
episode.
next week
Okay.
But yeah, like I feel
because
like
it's ongoing. Hmm.
It
he
is ongoing
targets a
for
lot
sure.
of like mental health and a lot of anything that he considers woke. Like he automatically like so pinche country is going to shit, but let me fucking work on these matters that are more of a social like ish or a social thing than like something that's actually gonna improve the economy or like lo que fuera. So like I said, I didn't hear about it, but I
You
would
don't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Well, I haven't heard about it either, but it's just like Tank. I wouldn't doubt it. I did hear he was going to sign an executive order today to have truck drivers speak English because they're the backbone of America. So it has to, in order for safety.
So your CDL is going to come with an English test.
I'm assuming so. You have. They say he's doing it because you have to communicate with the control or like whoever traffic control, border
Your
patrol.
dispatchers.
Dispatchers, I guess, and it has to be all in English. I do know a couple people that are the CDL drivers, and they make good money and over 100K
Hmm.
every year, but they don't speak English. How are they
Mm.
going to get through? How are they going to get by? I don't know if it's when you renew your license, you have to pass a test and see how well your English is. I don't know how he's trying to monitor like these type of things, but it's going to be interesting to kind of see. Um, I also seen people still going on advanced parole, dude, in Mexico or whatever country they're from, and that's crazy and
That's
risky as
super risky at this
fuck,
point
bro.
now.
I wouldn't like. I thought about it before, and I was really happy about it, and like kind of pumped about it, and obviously, like nowadays, yeah, there's no way in hell I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to
people
enjoy
are
a good vacation, dude.
not being able to come back. Like that's the crazy part too.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
even obviously like and I think I think it's I don't know what episode, but I think Miga talked a little bit. I made the point basically of like it's safer to travel even within the U.S. Either undocumented DACA, HB1 visas, whatever. Like traveling between like blue states, it's somewhat less riskier now than if you're traveling like to Texas or other red states where for no reason at the airports they can just ask you for other documentation that you don't have, and then all of a sudden that's a flag, and you get marked down as suspicious, and then you get in some sort of trouble. So it's like yeah, like even traveling nationally, it's a risk nowadays.
It is, dude. It is. But like you said, I know I heard about that. Like traveling within like blue states is a lot more like
Mhm.
safer than like you going to Texas or whatever.
No.
Crazy
Um,
times, dude. Crazy times that we're in. But okay.
Yeah,
Anything else, guys? Last remarks, last comments, rate, review,
I know we
subscribe.
hit that 1 hour mark, Johnny boy.
Say it. Okay.
So
Say, you want to say something else?
no, pues para que te enojes, mejor no, dude. Ya sí,
No,
mejor
dude.
lo dejamos para la próxima semana, dude. No, está
Va,
bien.
pues, pues one hour remark, es que you gotta rate, review, and subscribe, dude. And all links could be found where, Tank?
At todostomanpodcast.com, dude.
There you go, dude. And then what else happens after this?
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Todos Toman Pod.
Damn, you should do this from now on, dude.
Oh boy, nah.
So thank you, thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you. Please like, rate, review. You guys all know the everyday thing, no?
You see.
It's free.com. I always talk about that.
Hey, and quick shout out to Todos Toman. Todos Toman, eh? Yeah, quick shout out to us.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
We have been working pretty hard, no?
We've been trying.
We've been trying.
No, quick shout out to ¿Qué dice el público? They released an episode with video content.
Yeah.
And that shit was dope, dude. So congrats on that. That was pretty good. I mean, mainly because you had a special guest. I mean, the regular talent was all right, but definitely your guest brought a different
shots
mix,
fired at Charlie and Luis, dude.
Dude, I am trying to convince them to make her a regular because definitely brought more
point, dude.
international perspective,
a woman's perspective,
and a woman's perspective. So
that's a plus, dude. That's definitely a plus, dude. Like having a women's perspective, that's a plus. Dude, what do you guys think about getting? We'll talk about this off camera, dude. How about that? Because I was gonna say more, but we'll talk about it off camera.
Ooh,
We can come up.
We'll
with
keep the surprises coming.
secret, no? A little secret.
Va, pues.
Va.
Thank you,
Salud.
everybody, for tuning. Cheers and love. He's not gonna listen to the end of the episode. Don't worry.
Yo ya me acabé mi vasito, dude. Y
I thought you were gonna make
Johnny
another
boy,
one.
my face is getting numb, man.
Oh,
That shit happens, dude.